It's Anastasia Papanikolaou here. Um, this is my third attempt to try this morning, so don't know if I'm going to be able to make it very far, but we'll see. I've tried a couple times and the feed's been interrupted. So sorry about that if you popped in earlier, and we'll see how long this lasts. Okay, so the reason for me sitting here with you this morning is to share a guided meditation that came in to me or for me several weeks ago, and I haven't really been able to get the image out of my mind. So I'll just invite you to find a nice place to sit and be comfortable. And you can sit or lie down, doesn't matter. Eyes open, eyes closed, that doesn't matter. Um, so let's see. I'll just invite you to take some nice deep breaths in and out at your pace. Let them be gentle. Breathing in love and breathing out anything that no longer serves. So breathing in love and light and breathing out everything else. So stress, contraction, fear, confusion, whatever it is, just breathe that stuff out. Okay. And just allow that to be natural for you. So I'm going to be guiding you. I'm also going to be doing a bit of storytelling as I share this with you. So the image that I got several weeks ago um, was of the planet. So if you can imagine, and I use my hand, so imagine a ball or imagine the planet, right? As you have, if you have your eyes closed or open. And what I saw was all of these, I'm going to say light workers, but it doesn't really matter. If you don't understand what that means, it doesn't matter. People, right? People making a huge circle around the globe. And so I saw this one circle, but what I'm also seeing is multiple circles, just an infinite number of circles of people holding hands and holding the energy of the planet, allowing for beautiful energy to come in. What I'm going to invite you, so that's the image that I have. So it's a circle of people making a circle, all holding hands. And as I said, there's, if you ever seen people take rubber bands and make a big ball with the rubber bands? So it's just things, I'm envisioning this circle of people wrapping around the planet. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, sweetie. So having said that, I'm also seeing pockets, right? So energy can come in from the creator, from other beings of light and love that are working with us. So the circle and the people holding hands doesn't have to be tight. It's not like we're preventing things from coming in. We're just creating a circle and holding space and energy and love, and having pockets where energy is coming in from other places. Hi, Linen. Hi there, Linen. Sorry, Linen. Okay, so I'm inviting your angels, your guides, your ancestors, all beings of light and love to be present here during this time. Okay, so I'm going to jump into it. We'll see how long I can hold this for you guys. And if not, I will try it again. So I may close my eyes during this. So what I saw in my meditation was I was standing in a field, and I started to feel teachers and friends that I have that want the highest good for the planet. Okay, so I imagined a friend on my right side, And it doesn't matter. They could all be your friends. They could all be teachers. It doesn't matter, right? It could be an animal that is currently with you. It could be an animal that is passed on. If you work with crystals, you could bring in crystals. So it doesn't really matter. It could be books, right? It could be music. It could be art. Anything that brings you joy, I'm wanting for you to bring into this circle. What I imagined was friends and teachers that I've had. And I linked arms with one person on my right, I'm sorry if I get emotional, and one person on my left. And then I imagined that person linking arms with someone else. Okay, so these were all people that I knew. But as the circle grows, it's like the person that's to my right, say it's my friend from childhood or my friend that I met in a herbal class, that person is also now inviting their family, their spirit family, their ancestors, their guides, the beings of light and love that work with them. Okay, and we're creating this massive, massive grid. Because right now, as you all know, there's lots of things going on the planet. And there are forces that don't want our well being, that don't want the well being of humanity. And I'm not going to spend time talking about that because this meditation is about creating that circle of light and love and compassion and joy and everything that fills your heart, everything that's good. Okay, for those that don't like the word God, I get it. It's use whatever word that feels right to you, the Creator, Holy Spirit, maybe it's Mother Mary. It doesn't matter. Okay, you'll know what a being of light and love is, and you'll know what it feels like to feel contracted and small. Okay, so I started imagining a friend to my right, a friend to my left, and then I started to grow the network. And I invite you, start to call in your friends that you love and that you trust, that you know are doing this work. I started imagining teachers that I had from 20 years ago. Okay, my Reiki teachers, my yoga teachers, my herbal teachers from 6 years ago. If you hear my voice crack, it's because I'm getting emotional, and that's okay. And if you start to cry, that's okay too. I was reminded of all the teachers that I've had along the way. I was reminded of teachers from my early schooling that I dearly love. Again, I'm going to be doing storytelling as I'm guiding people. I had, and I don't know if she's still alive, a teacher named Miss Good. Goode, Miss Good. That was her name. And everyone wanted her to be their first grade teacher, and I was lucky enough to have her, and she emitted so much love. It was unbelievable. She had so much positive energy. So I feel blessed to have had her as my first grade teacher. Okay, call in a neighbor, ask them, invite them, and ask them if they want to be part of this circle of love and healing that we need to create and build this grid on planet Earth right now. There are people that work with the ley lines. Hi, Beth. Yes, you remember Miss Good. I know. Yeah. So there are people that work with the ley lines on the planet, and I won't go into explaining that, but people that do grid work and energy work know that. So again, if some of these concepts are unfamiliar to you, it's okay. So there are people that tap into the ley lines. There are portals being opened up every day, energetic portals on the planet that are helping us during this time on Earth. There are beings that are helping from other galaxies, star systems, other planets that are helping to lift planet Earth up. This is such a pivotal time in our history. And I don't mean like in your 80 or 90-year history that you're going to live. I mean the history of planet Earth. This is huge. So please know that we're supported. Okay, so continuing to build that network of people. Maybe it was a neighbor that you had growing up or that you have now that expressed a kindness to you. Maybe it's someone in the grocery store who you don't know that expressed a kindness to you. I remember in my 20s, I was at a drugstore. I have to tell you a funny story about that. I was working with a little boy this year, tutoring, and he's 8.5, and we drove by like a CVS or something, and I said, "Oh, there's the drugstore," and he said, "That's not a drugstore. They don't sell drugs there." He was thinking of like, drugs that you buy on the street, I guess. It was so funny. But growing up, when we grew up, it was called the drugstore. I don't know if people still call it that, but the pharmacy. Okay, so I was at a Walgreens or a CVS 20 years ago, and I was short $1 for my purchases. And there was somebody standing behind me, and he didn't even hesitate. He pulled that dollar out and he gave it to me, and I won't forget that. And I actually know who that is. He is the husband of someone that I went to high school with. Um, and he's a police officer in my community. And just expressing kindness, right? Invite those people to come into your circle. Um, Another story that I won't forget is that I was going to this church, I want to say about 10 years ago, Unity on the River in Amesbury, Mass. And I was sitting and listening to whomever was speaking that week. And I was in a lot of pain and probably going through, I can't remember exactly what, but I was sitting about 3 or 4 seats away from this woman who was and is a prayer chaplain at the church. So what does that mean? They hold space for people. They pray for you, or they pray with you at the end of the service if you want them to pray with you. And I'll never forget, I was in so much pain and turmoil. And I happened to just turn to my right, and the gentleness and the compassion that she had in her eyes, I could feel. I'm sorry, guys, I'm close to a busy road, so I'm waiting for the traffic to go by. I could feel her compassion and her love, and she was probably praying for me. She could feel me. I just looked at her and I started crying. And that was a good cry, it was a healing cry. Okay, so I invite her into my circle. I invite authors of books that I have read that have deeply touched me, that are alive or have passed. So in the spirit community, you can invite Louise Hay, who's passed on, who wrote incredible books and built a publishing empire for the spiritual community and the alternative community. So I invited her into my circle. I invited Dr. Emoto into my circle, who works, and he's passed on too, but he has incredible books on water and how when you bless water, you can change the vibration in the crystals in the water. I invited all of my herbal teachers into my circle. And as a result, I invited their teachers to come in. So lineage after lineage after lineage going back, I don't even know how many decades and generations. I have a teacher in England that I invited in. I have so many teachers. I have so many friends. And again, I'm seeing this circle wrap around the planet, everyone holding hands. And if you can imagine a ball, like I said, of those balls that people take rubber bands and just keep wrapping the rubber bands till you get a ball. So it's not just one circle of people, it's many infinite circles holding space, holding love, holding the planet, knowing that all will be well. We're going through an awakening, we're going through a cleansing. A lot of old stuff is resurfacing for people and being released. A lot of ancestral patterns are coming up. A lot of karmic issues are coming up for people. Past lives. So many things. So no matter what's coming up, it's coming up to be cleared and released. That is for sure. So if this resonates with you and you can hold this meditation for a minute or two, the planet will be uplifted. Um, I'm not even talking about like sending love to the planet. Of course, if you want to do that, of course, do that. Send love to the animals on the planet that need it. Send love to the waters that are, um, I don't want to say dirty, but have been polluted for generation after generation. Send it to the land that needs healing. Okay, that's another layer. I just think the holding of hands and being united is so powerful right now. Hold your spirit family. Call in your ancestors, call in your guides, right? This is not just about people that we know, it's about everyone. It's about crystals we work with, it's about different types of medicine that we work with, whether it's flower essences or herbs or plants. There's so much I'm not even mentioning. So whatever tools you have, bring that in. Um, I work with fairies, so I was bringing in the fairy realm. There are people that are connected to the mermaid realm, which I'm very fond of. I am connected to the dolphin and whale families. Okay, all of these, everything that's on planet Earth was put here by Creator to help and assist us, and you can call on all of them. If there is a plant that you work with, call that in. That is your plant ally. That's your spirit plant medicine. Okay. The elements, air. We've had some days where we've had some pretty intense and fierce wind, and that's clearing the planet of stuff that no longer needs to be here. So the wind is clearing, water is clearing, fire is clearing. Now, I do just want to throw in that there are forces at play that are geoengineering fires on the planet and geoengineering hurricanes and tornadoes that normally wouldn't happen. So that's different. Okay, that is man-made stuff. So I am not feeding energy into that. I don't want that. But if there's a natural occurrence of a fire, that means the earth will be replenished. The earth needs to be cleared and will be replenished again. So we can give thanks for that, not the man-made stuff that's happening, which is devastating our planet and causing a lot of fear to come in. So we can say, we can use all those things too. We can acknowledge the fear and acknowledge these man-made events and say, you know, I do not consent. I do not consent to the garbage that's happening. I do not consent to anything that is not of light and love. What we consent to is being sovereign beings, of being free beings, of being beings of light, love, joy, compassion, everything that's good on the planet. That's what we consent to, and that's what we want more of, not the other stuff. We just put that other stuff down and ask Source to take it and transmute it. Your higher self can transmute that stuff as well. And definitely, if you're connected to animals, bring them in. They're very, very powerful. I keep seeing crystals because I work with crystals a lot. But again, it doesn't matter what the tool is, bring it in. Create that grid for yourself. That's your family. Whether people are here or have crossed over to the other side. They're in another place, they're in another dimension. They're still here with us. They're just not here with us in physical form, that's all. They're always with us. And a friend reminded me yesterday that the veils between the worlds are very, very thin. So if you're dreaming more vivid dreams, your loved ones that have crossed over are more accessible to you now. They're wanting to come in and share, whether it's information or love. They're coming in. So allow them. You can ask just before you go to bed, Whatever's for my highest and best good, I am inviting that in. And ask for protection in your dream time and in your awakened states. Ask for Archangel Michael and his army of angels to watch over and protect you. And when I call Archangel Michael in, I call him in for my family and my friends and for everyone on the planet. I think that that's about it. I'm glad I was able to make it through. So, I just want to share with you all that we are so very powerful. Our love trumps everything. Our love and God's love and the Creator's love is bigger than anything that is thrown our way. And if you can just stand in that knowledge that you are sovereign, that you are free, that you are protected, that you are loved, then nothing on this planet can harm us. Absolutely nothing. And call in your guides, call in your protection, call in your spirit family, call in Archangel Michael. He is so incredibly powerful. He wields a sword, and that sword cuts away everything that is not for our highest and best good. Kali is another goddess that does the same. She will cut through anything that doesn't serve us. One by one, as we hold hands in this way, we are inviting people to wake up and to see what's really happening and to claim their sovereignty. One by one. It has to come from the individual. There's been a lot of programming on a massive level for decades. All right.